Hey guys, welcome to my studio. So the training series is over and now I can really just play. So I kind of did a poll with like my family and my friends and whatever, and I was like, okay, what do you want to see? Everybody, it was like almost unanimous. Like, well, it wasn't unanimous because it was only like 80%, but they were all like, I want to do a smoky eye. I want to do one that's quick that I can take and, you know, wear to work, whatever. Or if I'm going to go out with my husband, my boyfriend, whoever, you know, I want to just kind of do it in a few minutes and leave it at that. So my attempt is to do this under like 13 minutes. But we'll see. I mean, you know, perfection takes time. So you can always modify it for work. But I'm going to do it the way that I would if I was, you know, me and my husband were going somewhere. I'm not going to bake. Sometimes I will, but you already know most times I don't. I'm not going to do like a strong contour. I don't really want to do that either. Not for this video anyway. Like one day I will do like a just, you know, all on it. But I ain't really trying to do all of that right now. So stay tuned. I hope you learned something. Like, comment, subscribe, everything in the comment box. And again, if you have questions, you know, I'll answer them for you. So happy viewing. I'll see you in a minute. I'm starting with my Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil in the color Caramel. I like to take light strokes. I just want to make sure that it's a soft looking brow. I don't want anything that looks like I drew them in with a black crayon or a magic marker. So sometimes I'll take a little bit of time to make sure that the strokes are evenly placed, evenly distributed, and don't look like hard lines. Next, I'm going to use my Moisture Select Concealer by MAC in NC42. What brush am I going to use? I think I'm going to pick the 242. I use this a lot under my brows. I like to use this combination because I can really get a good line. And it's not heavy. If you see, it's just a little bit. You know my philosophy. I don't like to just be plopping stuff on. So just a little bit. And I like to make it really even, really light. I just like to make it light. I don't want you to see my makeup before you see me. I kind of want you to see me as a person and say, oh, you look really pretty. And then I can be like, thank you so much, so do you. Anyways, so the other side, you know, the same thing, just to make sure that that line is nice and crisp. I'd also tweezed before I did the video so it would really be effective, because there are days when I have little hairs under there, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I usually take my finger and just kind of blend all of that in, making sure that there's no extra residue there or anything like that. Next, I'm going to use my Milani Shadow Eyes 12-Hour Pencil in Cafe au Lait. This is an amazing alternative to like a shadow pot or an eyeshadow primer. It does the same thing. It's just in the form of a pencil. It's super, super jumbo, and the pencil itself is like really, really smooth. So I take my fingers instead of a brush and I just kind of smudge out the edges, because I really don't need to use a brush for that. And I like to also, you know, pat it and make sure that it's evenly distributed. See how pretty that is? Now, I think I'm gonna do, yes, my BenNye, honey. This Bark eyeshadow is really one of my favorites. And I think I'm gonna do, for my brush, my 139 brush. Oh no, 239 brush. I like the BenNye because I do a lot of stage work, so I like how pigmented these products are. But you know, you've got to be kind of careful with them because they will catch. It's just the nature of the way that the product is made. So I like the Bark tone because it's a really great alternative to dark brown or black or anything super, super dark. This is more like a daytime sort of smoky eye. I could certainly have gone darker, but I like this. I feel like it's a safe color and it's not too overwhelming, particularly because I'm not going to be putting on a lot of makeup outside of this. No heavy foundation, no heavy concealer. So it balances out. And I'm going to also use this brush by a brand called Bogucci. They are freaking phenomenal, y'all. It's their smudge brush, and it's a company that's out of Florida. The brushes are made in Paris, but the headquarters is in Florida. And I like it because the head of this brush is very dense. It's a soft bristle, but it's packed really, really well. So I tend to use that more for my smudger brush when I'm using BenNye eyeshadows or eyeshadows that are like really, really concentrated. Sometimes I'll use this brush. Okay. Next, I'm going to use Smut. Smut is this amazing eyeshadow from MAC. It's like a purple and a gray and a black all mixed in one. And I'm using that on the edge just to give it a nice sort of smoky effect. Oh shoot, my song is on, y'all. Saturday Love by Alexander O'Neal. I love it. Anyway, sorry, back to work. So I'm using the Bogucci brush again and just smudging the smut out into the taupe color, the bark color. This ColourPop's Cosmetics gel liner in Swerve, although you couldn't see the color on the camera because it's so white, this gel liner, it just draws on like a dream. And these liners are like $5. They're so cheap, but they're so stinking good. So I like to put them on, and I don't have to be really precise with it because I'm going to smudge this out anyway. I'm going to take my 242 brush, the same one that I use for under my brows. Oh, let me not poke myself in the eye, nut. Get yourself together, girl. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to smudge it all over and just kind of smudge it up into the bark. Do that on both sides to make sure that it gives me a smoky effect. It gives me more of a smoky effect than if I had just done the bark alone. I could have certainly done those two shadows by themselves, but I kind of wanted to go a little bit extra, and just kind of play it up a little bit. I'm going to also take that liner and I'm going to put it under my eye. So that's in the waterline. I can do it all the way under, like on my actual skin under the eye, but then it starts to look a little too dark for me. So I'd rather put it in the waterline. But going back and forth is a little difficult sometimes, and my eyes don't always like it. Yeah, that feeling where you just want to dig in your eyeballs. Okay, I'm better now. I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna take a tissue. Just wipe off any excess. It wasn't much excess anyway, but just to make sure that when I put my concealer on, I don't have like black spots or dark purple spots in the concealer. This is NC42 again. It's the same one I use under my brow. And then I'm going to use my YBF Yellow Neutralizer. I talked about this in my first video about color theory. I just like the consistency of this. It's nice and thin, and I usually will just put it, see, I'm using my fingers. I just kind of press it into my face. I'm not swiping, I'm not wiping. I really just try to press it in and put it where I want it to go. Because the older you get, you can't be dragging underneath your eyes now, honey, because then you walk around looking like Thelma Harper. We can't do that. We're trying to stay young and fresh and, like a spring chicken. So I'm going to go back with my Milani eyeshadow pencil, and I'm going to draw a little bit under the eye. So this is what I'm going to use under the skin. Instead of using a black pencil, I'm using this sort of taupe color that I used on the lid. It gives it a little bit of balance, a little bit of interest. And then I'm going to smudge it in with the 239 brush. It's the same brush that I used when I did the bark on the top. So I'll just clean it off to make sure it's not like too much powder on there, too much eyeshadow on there. But that's just to smudge it in. Just kind of creates a little bit of like a visual interest, Some people only do dark on the top. I like to kind of do it around the whole eye. Now I'm going to use Miss Mally's Volumizing Mascara. She is the bomb. Her stuff is at Ulta. She's on QVC. I love her mascara. It's got fibers in it already, so I don't have to use lashes with this if I don't want to. I mean, I could always add some lashes, but I don't feel like it because that's a lot of extra work. So, I'm trying to get cute just with the basics. I usually do 1 or 2 coats. I like to wiggle the mascara like we had gone over before. And then I'll make sure I wipe off like gunky, like that excess stuff, because I'm going to do the bottom. So I don't want to have like clunks of mascara on the bottom. It just kind of adds too much. And then it smears and it smudges. And then I got to wipe it off and do it again. So I don't want to do that either. See, my eyes are done. Super quick. All right, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. This is my MAC Face and Body Foundation NC7. Really, really like this foundation. It is really thin. I just don't like the feel of a lot of makeup on my skin. So as you can see, like when I pour it out, it runs down my hand like water. It's just really, really sheer. And because of that, I actually put this on with my hands too. I feel like I'm doing everything with my hands. Y'all, I'm really not unsanitary, but it's just what's going on right now. The reason that I do this with my hands is because the formula is so slick that I can slide it around almost like a moisturizer. I feel like if I use a beauty blender or something like that, it's going to soak up a lot of the foundation with it. So I don't want to do that and waste product. It just smears so nicely. You see, I'm just like rubbing it and sort of patting it in. I'll put a little bit on my forehead, more so like a moisturizer because it's so sheer. I know everybody can't wear this type of foundation, but you know, in this tutorial, this is what I'm choosing to do. Now this is my big dog brush right here, the Chanel powder brush. It's amaze balls. So I use this with my bareMinerals matte foundation in golden tan. The reason that I use this as my setting powder is because it's so sheer, and I'd rather do this than like a mineralized powder that's got, you know, shimmer in it. I just want it to just be like my skin. So I'm gonna swirl, tap, and buff that thing in there, and then I just kind of, you know, rub it on my face. I kind of rub and press at the same time. And sometimes I go in circles, but I'm really not that particular. I just want to get it on there. So I could go side to side or up and down. It kind of doesn't matter. I just want to get it on there and make sure that it's right. So now that that's on and that's pretty secure on, I still feel like it looks like my skin. Ooh, because I'm cute. All right, so now I'm going to use like the pièce de résistance, my Black Radiance Cosmetics Soft Focus Powder. I like to use this, I think the color is Rich Mahogany, and I like to use this with, I don't know which brush I'm going to do. Oh, 168 MAC brush. I like to use it as a really light contour, and in this case, I'm using it as, it's kind of like a base to my blush because I'm not doing a lot. I just take the residue that's on the brush and I just kind of blend it on the side of my face. You know, it's not like a special line or something that's really, you know, like carved out. It's just the perimeter because my side is always darker, my nose is always a little darker, and then my forehead's always a little darker. So it's just enough to, you know, make it look like it's balanced. I think I'm gonna do blush now. Yes, Ruby Kisses Cosmetics Bearing Bare Blush Palette. It's from Jesus, y'all. I'm telling you, you get it at the beauty supply store. I'm gonna use like this tawny, kind of peachy tawny color because it's pretty similar to my skin. And like, even if I go overboard, it's okay because it's not so dark or so pink or so orange. And for this look, since I did a little bit of extra on the eye, I'm just trying to make sure that everything else is sort of balanced out too. My eyes look a little boring. Okay, so I'm going to take some coral pink eyeshadow from Coastal Scents. It's pretty similar to, it's like a pink gold. It's pretty similar to MAC Expensive Pink. I'm just putting a little bit under the brow bone. It just gives it some visual interest so it doesn't look so boring. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of made it like wake up. It's like my eyebrows just woke up from a nice long nap. Y'all see that? Put a little in the corner of my eyes and make it look like I rested. Yeah, okay, that'll work. I'll do that. Next is my lip. Revlon Cosmetics Cocoa Bronze Lipstick. Y'all, please don't sleep on Revlon. Revlon is the freaking bomb. They've been out since like the 30s. So their lipsticks are amazing and they always have really good pigment. For whatever reason, this color's showing up a little bit more red than it is in person, but that's fine. I don't care. So next I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Glassy Gloss Lip Gloss. I love these. They're so similar to like Lancome Juicy Tubes or MAC Lip Glass. I think Clinique has like some soft lip glosses too. They're just so shiny. Y'all see them chicken grease lips? Look at them. They are so pretty. Look at them lips. Yes, God. See all of that juiciness. Look at that. Yes, honey, I'm so cute. I'm feeling myself. I want to kiss myself. All right. Well, I think I'm done. Look at that. Do y'all see what I'm saying? That girl is cute. Ain't she cute? You know what? I love this look because it's soft, it's simple. I look done. I look like I'm ready for business. It didn't take me all day. And this looks pretty.